The difference in the game was the second half defensive effort. At halftime, they were shooting 54%, unacceptable. Give them credit. They made some tough shots. We knew, and anybody that had been around us as we were preparing for them knew the respect that we had for them. Very talented team, long, athletic, fast-paced. But in 54%, you're not going to win many games like that. So we knew that there were no adjustments at halftime other than we got to pick it up on defense. This is a team that had. We talked about their offensive rebound. They were averaging 20 offensive rebounds a night. They've played an incredibly tough schedule as well, like we have. And so we were able to, at halftime, I was a little disappointed in the second half that they had 7 offensive rebounds, but we only at the half they only had them to 3, overall 10. So we overall did a good job, but still I don't like giving up any of those. But in the second half we held them to 27%, 26.9% shooting. That was the difference in the game. Only 7 field goals, so allowed us to kind of spurt. We haven't quite found ourselves yet offensively, although we had a couple of guys with some outstanding game. Moses, I thought, was really, I felt like earlier today at practice, Moses was really locked in. I thought we were going to have a good night from him. And I thought Marlon was good. And I see Marlon had a triple-double, actually. So he had a big night, overall. But I thought overall it was a great team effort, and really proud of our team.
Talk about Moses' performance, putting up 26.
Yeah. Well, Moses is just an everyday blue-collar workhorse. He works every single day. He's never had a bad day here at Southeastern. He works his tail off. He's, you hate to say it, but if he had 3 or 4 more inches, you're talking about probably a big-time NBA guy. But unfortunately, and that's probably why he's here at Southeastern. I don't think if you go rewind back 4 years ago, the knock on him coming out of high school was that he was too small to play at our level. Well, I didn't see that very, very similar to Marlon. That I just saw a very good basketball player and somebody that had a lot of potential. But he is, 9 out of 12 from the field, 8-11 from the line, 10 rebounds, 26 points. Couple of blocks, big block down there at the end on the big kid. That was nice. And but I can't say enough great things about Moses Greenwood. And as Moses goes, I think as Marlon goes, our team is going to go. And I thought both of them kind of willed us to win tonight.
Marlon got the triple-double first and
a triple-double, particularly for a 5'8" guard. That can get 10 rebounds, when Marlon and Marlon now, obviously Marlon's fighting an injury, but Marlon hasn't played really well. I thought, though, at Texas Tech that he began to play more like himself, and then tonight, obviously, I think he played again, took another step toward looking like himself. Marlon may have been doing a little bit of listening to all the media and those type things, but he certainly was outstanding out there tonight.
Coach, him, of course, Marlon and Vaughn really seem like they set the tone defensively as much as anything. I mean, of course, we see what Marlon does on a daily basis, but the way that the two of them pressured the basketball all night, that's 2 games in a row that we've allowed 42% or less shooting. I mean, just talk a little bit about how that team seems to kind of feed off of those 2 guys.
Well, both of them are very quick. They're much different type players. Vaughn's a little better offensive player than he's showing, and I think as he begins to kind of get his sea legs under him, so to speak, you're going to see that. He's a little bit better offensive player, but his game as being a quarterback is being quick, harassing their guards. I mean, all night long, one of those 2 guys was harassing the heck out of their point guards to the point they several times got offensive fouls, just pushing them away from them because they were so frustrated. So, those are experienced players and talented players, winners. And we've got to win. Each team is different, and until we can get our offensive game developed, which is coming, until we can get our offensive game where it needs to be, we're going to have to win with defense. And I thought that you saw that there in the second half.
You talked a lot after the Nebraska game, especially about wanting to see more patience within the offense. And tonight, and the Texas Tech game as well, we saw that where you know guys maybe passed up a good shot to make sure another guy got a better shot, and saw that again tonight. Just talk a little bit about how much they've made that adjustment.
Well, you know, again, it's all part of a process. We're integrating a lot of new faces into our team, and you know, team play in basketball is critical to success. But team play is not just passing the basketball to open people. It's maybe setting screens if that's what your role is, or rebounding, or playing defense, whatever it may be. But I do think, and again, that's why I was somewhat pleased with our progress at Texas Tech. You know, the game ended up 19, but that wasn't a 19-point loss. And I thought that we played hard, we played well, we carried out a game plan to the floor from the practice floor. And but I am pleased to see the amount of camaraderie of those guys working together. You're beginning to see it out there on the floor. They're developing into a real basketball team.
Last question for me, and then I'll be on with them. But Coach, you know, two guys that you and I talked a lot about in the preseason as kind of X factors for this team. I thought played really well tonight. D'Angelo West and Quentin Thomas, two seniors, you know, coming off the bench, just playing their roles. You know, understanding they're not a 20-point guy, night type guys, but understanding that we need their leadership. And I thought they made some big plays tonight. Just kind of talk about their growth.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought those guys up, because sometimes they don't get enough credit, but those are two unsung guys. Both of them played their role very well tonight. D'Angelo's just steady. You know, he's just steady. He goes out there. He's going to be in the right spots for us. He's going to help us hit a big three. And then Quentin's maybe behind Marlon and Vaughn is probably our best on-ball defender. And I thought he really got after it on defense tonight. Actually came up with a few good steals, deflections that were big defensively, kind of in that second half, that kind of helped to stretch out. And he hit a huge three late in the shot clock. And so, you know, we've got to find some guys out there that can put it in the basket. Both of those guys work really hard and put a lot of extra time in. So it's good to see them get success. And we're going to be dependent on those guys throughout the rest of the season. Obviously, it's early on.
No question.
Okay, thank y'all.